A while back, I remember reading a wonderful definition of the word humility. And the reason why I like that is because I think a lot of people, the moment that they hear the word humility, they have this notion that somehow humility is when we're able to put our eyes back in the back of our heads and somehow look like a slaughtered goat. Not really sure where that came. For other people, humility is becoming the doormat of somebody where they wipe their feet because we have to be dust and not good, or something so below that has absolutely no meaning or dignity. That's not humility. That's something else. Probably use it in a homily another day, but that's not humility. Beautiful words that I found as a definition for humility is to see yourself no more than God sees you, and to see yourself no less than God sees you. And if we were to use that definition, that makes all the sense in the world. Because if we don't boast, and if we don't feel less than what God has created, then we're exactly where we need to be. But that lives in a perfect world, in a utopia that we know we don't. Oftentimes, you and I need the recognition of other people. We want the pat on the back to be reminded that we're doing a good job, that we had a good homily. We all need it. And the problem with that is that sometimes those very words begin to twist us around, and we begin to forget the brokenness that we are and the necessity that we have for God. The moment that happens, God no longer is important. I'm in command. I'm the one in charge. The gospel story today reminds the disciples, as Jesus begins to speak to them, of things that they do. They want to be religious Jews. They want to be people that observe the law. They want to be good practicing Jews. But they did that forgetting God. They did that as though the law were the end, as though they were the final word on the law, not as what the law was, a love memo, if you will, from God. Do this, and you will be with me. Observe this, and you will live in me. It became more of a rules and statutes reality that was either complimented or punished, whether it was observed or it wasn't, to the last period and the last I and the last T that was crossed on every letter of the word. That wasn't the way it was supposed to be. And Jesus comes to explain that. What does he do? What does he say? The greatest among you must be your servant. Whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and whoever humbles himself will be exalted. To be humble, my brothers and sisters, to be a person who understands humility, never to see ourselves more than God sees us, and never to see ourselves less than God sees us. I think the more that we practice that and the more that we're able to bring that into our lives, the more we're in touch with the reality that, yes, I am a broken human being. I am not the last Coke in the desert. I am not God's gift to the world. But I also am a human being with dignity. I am a human being created in the image and likeness of God. And I too am a son, a daughter of God who is loved by his or her creator. How beautiful when things in life are in a balance. And if you and I are able to keep that balance, not ever forgetting who we are, what we're about, and more importantly, where we came from, I think that we can be the most authentic self that we can ever be. Why is that important? How can I ever love anyone, most especially God, if I love him out of a pretense, out of something that I've created from behind a mask? Let us be who we are, no more and no less than God sees us, and there find our joy. Amen.